If, God forbid, anyone ever asked me my advice about starting a podcast, I'd have to tell them that the best thing to do is to not start it when you have a newborn at home. Because inevitably, over the first couple years of the podcast, you're going to get sick all the time. This is another one of those times. Well, earlier in the week, I didn't think I'd be able to do this week's show at all, and my voice has recovered sufficiently to cover the very small amount of news that there is this week, so I'm going to try to get through it here with one take and a minimal amount of production assistance. So, stand by and let's see how this goes. First of all, most importantly this week, the EFX Darth Vader Episode 4 Limited and Legend Edition helmets went on sale. These are the reproductions of the actual Episode 4 props. We saw them at Celebration 5. They look very good. The Legend Edition was limited to 250 and sold out in less than 4 minutes earlier this week. Now that version is an exact replica of the prop, including all the production errors, blemishes, scratches, and whatnot. The limited edition, which goes on sale today, April the 22nd, is limited to as many as 1,000 pieces, but they'll make fewer if they have fewer pre-orders. Now, it is a more idealized version of the prop in that it looks like what we think it looked like when we saw it on the film. They've buffed out a number of the problems and made the paint a little smoother. That one is available today, April 22nd, at the EFX Collectibles website. Like I said, a $300 down payment will secure this for you when it is eventually released, they say, late in 2011. At the other end of the collecting spectrum, the Boba Fett rocket-firing free mail-away figure promotion ends at the end of this month, which is just a week away. This is just a reminder for those of you who have yet to send off for this long-requested and actually very cool toy. If you don't have any of the coupons, I've posted a link to the Hasbro website on thisweekinstarwars.com where you can go and print up a coupon. Gary Kurtz, producer of Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back, has posted an article on the guardian.co.uk website about producing and the release of Star Wars in 1977. It's an interesting read, and it is in conjunction with the class that he will be teaching, the 2-day Anatomy of Star Wars Masterclass, which we discussed on This Week in Star Wars several weeks ago. The article's worth a read, and I have posted a link to it on the This Week in Star Wars Facebook page. The collector's edition of Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 is on clearance at Amazon.com for both the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. The exclusive content to the collector's edition includes a 2GB Starkiller Membot flash drive, a digital art book, as well as exclusive in-game content including extra levels and skins, as well as a steelbook case. Amazon's clearance price is $29.06 for the Xbox version and $27.06 for the PlayStation version, both over $50 off the original retail price of almost $80. Australian fan site mousedroid.com has found and posted the artwork for the Clone Wars Season 3 home video release, which we can expect later this year, that has been republished at the redesigned yakface.com, so head over there for a look at that, which is a blue-based packaging featuring animated Anakin. And lastly this week, Jedi Temple Archives has reported that the latest wave of Clone War figures, which includes Jedis Barriss Ophi and Eeth Koth, as well as Clone Commander Colt and the Riot Control Clone Trooper, have been found in California. So, check your local stores, as these will no doubt be moving east as the weeks progress. So, as I said, that's it for this week's news, and I apologize again for the incredibly brief and abbreviated episode, but there really wasn't much else news, and if I go on much longer, I'll start coughing and tear my throat up, which won't be any good for any of us. Before we close, I do want to remind you that our contest continues to run until the This Week in Star Wars Clone Wars Season 3 wrap-up episode airs in the coming weeks, so if you're interested in winning a Savage Opress Clone Wars t-shirt, go to thisweekinstarwars.com and get the information on how to enter that contest. We'll be back next week with a full-length episode, inshallah. Until then, have a great week, stay healthy, and keep on trucking.
This Week in Star Wars is not affiliated with Lucasfilm, its subsidiaries, or any other entity mentioned in this podcast. Star Wars, its characters, and creations are the property of Lucasfilm. All other trademarks are property of their respective trademark owners. This Week in Star Wars is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. This podcast is copyright 2010 This Week in Star Wars. Invaluable technical assistance provided by WebStorm Interactive. News, comments, and questions can be directed to host at thisweekinstarwars.com. More information, links to stories presented, past episodes, and additional contact information are available at www.thisweekinstarwars.com.